So this, I'm not going to go through this whole article. If you want to read it, I can post it for you. It's 36 pages, but there's just a couple things I wanted to point out from this article. It's a couple of years old, but in hotels or airlines, this talks really about hotels, but also airlines. If you think of a hotel with 100 guest rooms, there's 100 bedrooms. Today, if we sell those rooms for $200 each, and we fill the hotel tonight, that's 100 rooms times $200. That's $20,000 we're bringing in revenue. So as the day goes on, we have reservations, more people come in, cars pull up and blah, blah, blah. But the inventory, that those rooms are perishable. It's perishable because once today's over, I don't have those rooms to sell again. I have those rooms like food, if you want to think about perishable, I have them, they're good today only. It's the best before date is midnight tonight. And if I do not sell them and get the money for them, then I don't get to use them tomorrow. They're gone. They've disappeared. They've evaporated. So if I only sold 80 rooms tonight, and then tomorrow I have my same 100, I don't have 120 to sell. I still only have 100 to sell tomorrow. So that's the concept of rooms, in this case, being perishable, or an airline. They have so many seats. The plane's flying to Vancouver. There's so many seats on the plane. And if they don't sell those seats, that's the only chance they're getting before the plane takes off to sell those seats. So they have to actively manage it. And there's software for that. There's also judgment. So in hotels, oftentimes, 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, the manager on duty will either go through the reservations in the software or just make a judgment call because of experience and look at the reservations, how many rooms are left, and they'll make a call or they'll do something to try and fill those other rooms, because it's the only chance they're going to get. So if they don't figure out a way to sell those rooms today, and they only sell 80 rooms, that's $16,000. They've lost 4,000 that they were supposed to make. That's 4,000 that they'll never have the chance to make again. So that revenue par, it's called RevPar, revenue per available room, is an industry standard for hotels. And that's why when you call hotel, the rate changes. It depends on what site you go to, when you call, what time of day you call, whether you're a walk-in and just say, no reservations, you have a room for me. They could say, we have 2 left. It's double the price. We only have a couple left. It's take it or leave it. Or they might say, we have 10 left and we're not getting any customers. It's 11:30. What do you want to pay, kind of thing? Like, how much will it take you to get you here? Because any money is better than no money in some situations. And in other situations, in a high volume area, it's like, we're almost full. We only got 1 or 2 left. We're saving that and people are going to pay. I was at one rental car place in Las Vegas and the people were running over to me saying, you got a car rental? I said, yeah, I rented a car. It's $1,000 a day at that place over there because there's no cars. The whole city was a big convention in town. There's no cars. I said, well, I paid $250 because I booked, about a month ago. So it's people say that's not fair, but that's how it works. It's supply and demand. That's how our system works. So the reason I share this is because the same concept is completely missing from our food business, from our restaurant business. And if you think about it, it's exactly the same thing. If we have 100 seats in our restaurant and we want to make $30, say our plan is to make $30 from a customer, that's $30 times 100 seats. We hope to make $3,000 today. So if by 8 or 9 o'clock, we've only sold half the seats, we only saw half the revenue. We've only realized half the potential revenue, but our rent's the same, our insurance, our air conditioning, our bills, the staff, everything's the same. But we've missed that opportunity to make that money, and we don't get to make it, we don't get more seats the next day. We still have the same 100 seats the next day. So it's a challenge. So actively, we should be finding a way to manage that, to make sure we maximize that revenue, because we only have this one time to sell those seats. They're perishable. At the end of the day, those 100 seats, if we didn't fill them, they're gone. So the reason I bring this up is because COVID has caused our industry to be turned on its head. So it would have been difficult to try and do some things I'm suggesting to try and control that or manage those seats. But now in the COVID, no rules apply. You can do whatever you want pretty much. And when we come out the other side of this, there's going to be new practices. So things that I mentioned last week, I think that expression that I came across, things that were emergency measures now in COVID are going to become standards going out of this. We're going to find that those emergency things we did just to manage the situation actually turn out to be really good things to do. We're going to do them all the time, COVID or no COVID. So going forward, that's something you want to think about, that is there a way, if you were running a business, is there a way to manage, and I think there is, but that's going to be for us to figure out together, is there a way to manage that revenue so that going forward, when we come out of COVID, can we manage our businesses better than we did in the past? Because that's why a lot of the businesses have gone bankrupt during COVID. Of course, the crisis, but also they weren't able to react and modify their business model, because all they did was see people and serve people. And if they came in, they served them. If they didn't come in, they didn't do anything. They weren't busy. They didn't do anything actively. They just very passive, waiting for the customers to come in. And that's not a very good business model. So the theory of the way this works has been done for years in hotels and airlines. So there's no reason why it won't work in our industry, in food and beverage. It's just a matter of what's it going to look like, and how are the customers, the public, going to accept it. But like everything else, I think there's a way to do it. I have faith. I think there is. Any comments on that? Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Seem overly complicated, or?
No, I think that makes sense to me. And I think that it's important to try and maximize, but at the same time not go over. You should know the flow of your own restaurant, and you should never be out of something, but you shouldn't have leftover. So it's like a balance in each way. So I think that it's important to understand that the more extra you have, and if it goes past the best before date or whatever, then you just can't do anything with it. Sure, you can give it to your staff or something, but like you're not allowed to sell it anymore, so you're not really making money off of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts in our business, and a lot of people don't appreciate that haven't been in it. Don't realize how sort of intricate it is. Of course, we're just serving people and serving food. We're doing that. That's the activity. But underneath that, there's so many things going on, and our business is very, very challenging when it comes to profitability. So any little hiccup, any little mistake means you're not making any money. So you just work the last 6 months, a year, who knows what, for absolutely nothing. All you did was work, no profit, or you lost money, even worse. And that's what I'm hoping that you'll get out of this course, at least the awareness. You won't have all the answers, but the awareness that you better be on top of that, you better manage that, or find a way to sort of measure things and measure, are we going in the right direction? And if not, we better react. And if we are, what are we doing? Let's keep doing it.